Hey everyone, welcome to today's gratitude and affirmation practice. No! That was the second time that's happened. Well, thank you so much for being here. We are alive, we are well, we are thriving. Also, number one gratitude, I went to this Vietnamese place. I got this bubble tea. I forgot that Vietnamese, because I don't eat it as often as other Asian foods. I forgot that they use like this sticky, the clear paper for spring rolls, and boy, are these freaking good. They made it fresh right there. So I'm gonna eat this spring roll and talk to you guys, and then eat my sandwich. But this is what it looks like. Delicious. So how are you? Let's try not to make a mess of this. And they had, I feel like it's like homemade peanut sauce, which I don't usually get either, but man, is it really good with this combo. And hopefully my phone doesn't fall while I'm eating this. So good. Anyways, this is the number one gratitude, guys. It is like 2 right now, and I am just now eating. I think it might be even 3. It was so good. It was vermicelli noodles, cucumber, bean sprouts, lettuce, shrimp. Well, let me tell you guys. So after I got off the phone with you, number 2 gratitude, grateful I got to catch up with my aunt for a little bit. I haven't talked to her in like a week. You know, it's just trying to keep up with talking to people, and hopefully things should start settling down now. I'm not moving around as much. I'm going to organize my suitcases, get things in life kind of situated. It's a little messy. But it was really nice to catch up with her, and it kept me awake for the last like hour 20 of the drive, which was really nice. Got to catch up with her and just talk about where I'm at, where she's at. Number 3 gratitude. So I get to the Airbnb last night, and it was like so perfectly timed because the host was actually leaving with I thought it was his girlfriend at first, but it was one of his friends. And she was really sweet. Like, she was holding an umbrella, and they were just standing there, and they're like, "Oh, hi, like, are you hungry?" And my mouth spoke before, like, I was just so tired at the point. I was like, "No." And I was like, I'm very tired of going to bed. But he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Well, we're going to the store, and some of my friends are inside." I was like, "Oh, okay." So like they leave, I start getting my luggage, and I go inside, and there's one person sitting at the table, and he goes, "Hi." He goes, "I'm the friend." And I'm like, "Hello." Very, like, they were all just so wholesome. And so 3rd gratitude is grateful that I picked this Airbnb to stay at. Oh, is the phone gonna drop? Oh, yes. I was prepared that time, guys. I saw it shift a little. And so grateful I picked this Airbnb. Number 4, they are such a fun group of people. No, phone, why? I'm trying to give you guys like a visual, and I just keep having to like lean the phone. Anyways, they're such a fun group of people. So I talked to the friend until the host and the other girl. So the girl's name's Paula, host name is Jose, and the friend, his name is Jimmy. And so I talked to him until the host came back, or Jose and Paula, and then we got on the subject of games, and so we were talking about like favorite games, and he's like, "You just missed it. I had all these friends over earlier in the night, and we're having a board game night." And I was like, "Oh, it's been so long since I've done that." And somehow that turned into me saying Codenames was one of my favorite games. He had Codenames. let me know if you've played it, and if not, there is an online version and it's so much fun. I prefer being Codemaster because I'm very good at figuring out how to give clues in relation and context, but I'm less good at figuring out other people's context of relationships with clues. This steering wheel, it should be sturdy, and it's not. So, apologies. I'll keep a better eye on it. There was no way I was catching that phone that time. So, we played Codenames. What am I on? Number 3 was staying at the Airbnb. 4, we played Codenames until like 3 in the morning. So when I got there, it was like 10:30. Talked to Jimmy. I thought I was going to go to bed. I did not. And then from 11 to like 3 in the morning, we were playing Codenames. And it was so fun. Man, it's been a moment since I've had fun like that. So, was not anticipating that. But it was so nice. Number 5, I slept beautifully. Took a shower, went to bed. And the Jose is really interesting. He's traveled a lot, so I always love travel, food, games. And he makes like a lot of food, and so we talked about that. So yeah, it was a great time. So I slept really well. That is number 5. And then number 6, so grateful it's the weekend, and then I can't even tell you the last time I did this, but I slept in until like noon. Yeah. So this bubble tea is kind of interesting. I've never had it. It's like, you know when you get a smoothie and you have the whipped cream and it like blends with the smoothie and it makes it more like creamier? That's kind of what this tastes like. It has like a interesting smooth flavor to it. So yes, 5, grateful I got to sleep in, and then it's the weekend and I just got to wake up slowly. 6, grateful I am starting to trim down what's in my suitcases, and I'm going to have time to actually go through and finally organize myself to my bags. It was easier to find stuff this time, but I think I would love to put like labels on the bags and everything, the packaging cubes that I have inside, because sometimes I'm like, did I put the socks in this one or this one? Like, where is it at? So, sandwich. I'm excited. And actually, alright, you guys are getting the first look with me. Look at how juicy already. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. So, I'm really excited to organize myself. I'm excited to, like, I woke up this morning and it was one of the first mornings where I'm like, oh, I'd love to wear, like, dabble it with makeup today. And I'm like, yes, we are getting back to normal. If I have bandwidth and the mind to start thinking about that, we're in a good spot. Number 6. So grateful, like, that I had time to charge my phone and that I wasn't too hungry when I woke up. I was getting there. But I had a really good conversation with Jose. What did we even talk about? Talked about like life plans and what he's doing with life. Let's go in for the first bite. Oh, that's really good. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's delicious. Number 7. I'm grateful it's kind of an overcast day. Like, it's really, I feel more at peace in this moment than I have in quite a long time. And there's just something about, I think, just the trees, but it kind of feels like home, but I don't really have that association of everything that happened at home. I know I'm gonna get some time to process, which is gonna be so freaking nice. Your body has we're gonna put a pin in that. Your body has a different processing time, which we'll talk about in the message today. Where are we at? 7? So, another gratitude. Jose's going to take me to some nature places that are around here. And there's one within walking distance. So, I'm also grateful that I'm going to try and do like my morning and evening walk again. So, I'm pretty stoked about that. Let me turn you guys around. The clouds are doing something interesting. Set this down right there. And I need to... There's a noodle on the phone. All right. Check that out. Isn't that cool? And like, here's my view. I'm just chilling right now in a parking lot, decompressing, and I'm gonna organize my day. But isn't that so freaking cool? And I said outside video for today, but since Jose wants to show me around, I'm gonna do that instead, and then should be starting tomorrow getting outdoor videos. But I figured I would do the video now while I'm awake, and might even take a nap today. The day is young. God, like, so 7, he showed me around going out in nature. 8, I feel like I already did 8, but we'll do 8 again. Grateful that I have some time to do what I need to do. I got in so late last night. The things that I had set out to do once I got there wasn't happening. By 10:30, like, I thought I was going to bed. I was so tired. My brain was kind of mush. But then I had so much fun talking to people and like learning about them and playing a game that, yeah, apparently that lasted until 3 in the morning. But I'm grateful that I still have some time to orient myself and get the things I needed to do done. Number 9. I'm grateful that I can tell that my brain is shifting to new problems. And I might actually start, like, if I still feel this way while I'm here, I might actually, I am seriously considering, like, is this a place to get a rental property? Is it a place to get a property and move here for a little bit? I don't know. I didn't expect this because I can't see myself here year round, i.e. in the summer where it's so freaking hot. But it's been pretty laid back. And I think just like hearing that there's game places, oh, it's been so long since I've been to a proper game place. So, and 10 for the day. I'm just so grateful that I feel like myself. Again, like, that I'm going to be able to start taking care of myself better. I have the time to do so. I'm in the right place to do it as well, I feel like. And I thought about this. I think I said this in my video yesterday, but I'm also grateful that all of these experiences that I'm giving myself are allowing me to better understand myself and what I want my ultimate life to be. Because as you guys know, like, everything that I'm doing and everything that I teach in terms of like the messages and whatnot is like how to connect with yourself on such a deep level and live your ultimate life with the time that you have here. And one of the things I realized yesterday is I really just, trees are so calming to me, and I connect with trees on a deep level and with water, but just having trees. Cacti are not the same. Desert has a different type of calm, but I do feel a certain way about being around trees and not being around trees. And I thought that it was just due to like me growing up with trees my entire life. No, I really think it runs deeper than that. I genuinely think that I just really connect with trees, nature, but especially trees and water, that not having it in my environment, I've noticed it is so much harder for me to regulate myself. And I think coming here and just seeing the plethora of trees and just the relaxation that it brought, oh my God. And even when I was in Arizona, and yes, there's something about trees specifically, because my aunt took me before I left to that oasis I was telling you guys about, that had palm trees and other trees, and it had bodies of water, and that was the start, I think, of me processing. So I think location, and especially being near nature, definitely matters for me. I forget if whether that was 9 or 10 for the day. Sandwich is so good. 10 for the day. Grateful for my family. It's my brother's birthday today. So I have 3 brothers. I don't know why I did 5, but I have 3. And he is the oldest of the 3. He just turned 30. So I sent him a SpongeBob meme today, where SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're clapping, and they're like, "Welcome to the." It's the episode where they're like, with Squidward, and they're like, "Welcome to the club, welcome to the club, welcome Squidward, welcome Squidward, welcome Squidward to the club." And so I said, "Congratulations, welcome to the 30s and beyond club." See, it's so funny. He like talks to me about like, yeah, like my body's starting to break down, and I'm like, because like I'm 32 now. And I was like, wow. So I make all these jokes with him. I was like, wow, first time? Which knee's your good knee? So at some point I think I need to call him, but very grateful for my family. And those are my gratitudes. Message of the day time. Your body has a different processing time than your mind and your emotions. So how do you know what is most supportive for you to work through the stories that your body is carrying? Everything comes down to energy. Every story you tell yourself, every moment that you've experienced. If it's easier to think about, everything in this world is matter, right? Physics, science, like things are made up of matter. And so if you're not able, energy is, what is it? Is it matter or energy is neither created nor destroyed? But just like with electricity, where there's a loop, right? Energy works the same way. That's why you have a lot of Asian cultures where they do was it Tai Chi or Qigong? Qigong is very much about how your body is flowing and moving, and so all this goes back to energy, which particles of matter moving, creating the energy. And so what happens if you have an experience where the energy stops and gets stuck? That's really what, when we talk about trauma and things that we've experienced, all that is stuck energy that your body was not able to fully process in the moment that it happened. And something doesn't need to be traumatic in order for it to be stuck. It just so happens that trauma and traumatic experiences carry an absorbent amount of energy that require way longer processing time. But anyways, so this stuff gets stuck in our bodies, and that's really what we're dealing with internally. So they all have a different processing schedule. That's why, for example, with grief, you can logically be past something. You could potentially even be emotionally past it, right? And have cried and worked through some of those emotions. But the grief is going to come up until your body physically processes the energy and the matter that kind of got stuck in that time frame. So understanding safety and how to fully cultivate that on all levels for yourself, so that way you can continue the processing and the flow of energy, is very important. And what seem to be learning right now, inadvertently, with environments, because I'm putting myself in different environments, is what aspects of environments externally lead to safety where I don't even have to do anything to cultivate that. And then what areas where does my body feel safe enough to process? Now you can do this yourself, right? With meditation or creating the calming environment in your house, like candles, blankets, darkness, or light, whatever it is for you. But sometimes you need to actually go and intentionally pick an environment, because your body is not going to be able to process certain things sitting in the same environment. So how are you, along the lines of what I was talking about yesterday with space, how are you putting yourself in these larger areas of space? How are you making those spaces? How are you ensuring your own safety within those spaces? To the best of your ability and to the best of the environment's ability to reflect that safety in which you also feel internally. When we truly feel safe, that's when a lot of the processing energy goes, oh, phew, I can flow again. And that's when things really pick back up and come to the surface. And if you're wondering and getting frustrated, you're like, oh my gosh, I've thought about this, I've processed it, I've been here so many times, or man, I feel like I made all this progress and now I'm back to square one. You're not back to square one. You are at a new piece that, because it was in the certain situation, feels like square one, but it's really not, because you did release other pieces of that trauma or that situation. But this piece, it's still going to carry the same feel, so it's going to send the signal to your body, oh, we're back at square one, but you're really not. You're processing a different piece. And it should get easier and easier over time because you'll have more and more of it processed, and so it'll be easier for your body to feel how it should move through and be released and come back as cleaner energy to complete that loop. Also, quick aside, I don't know if this is showing up. No, it's really not. So I can feel my fingers swelling. So the peanut sauce and probably some of the other stuff, it's kind of reacting to me. That's how I know when I have some of my more severe reactions. So all this to say, awareness of yourself, your body, and how are you making little changes. So if I'm reacting to this, I'm not probably going to eat anything else for the rest of the day, or I'm going to eat something really clean and just like minimal for myself. And I do know I'm going to pick up groceries and not really eat out a lot for this week. So yeah, how are you making those small adjustments to raise your baseline, to cultivate that safety and, you know, make your internal and external environments match and feel better? The last thing I'll say, there's a person, great reminder, I've heard it before, but saw another video where the person was like, at any given point, you are accepting your minimum standards. So right now, every single thing in your life is your minimum standard that you are willing to accept. So the thing now that I know I have some processing time is, how do I want my minimum standards raised? What small ways am I going to tweak things in my reality or internal reality in order to raise my minimum standards? How am I, or even easier, sometimes to ask yourself, how am I not going to accept this minimum standard anymore? Sometimes it's a lot easier to say no initially than try and figure out what you're trying to pull yourself towards. Because saying no will cultivate the space, and in keeping with the theme of our messages, it'll start creating a space that feels uncomfortable. But if you don't fill it quickly with something, then you're going to have some time to think about, okay, where am I going? And we'll be able to drive yourself towards something that's more authentically aligned to that space, and then you're able to pull it in. So that's the message of the day. It's so good. Now for affirmation time. Number 1, as always, I'm divinely guided and supported. I can ask for help whenever I need it. I humbly ask for help today. Number 2, joy abounds in my day, and I receive it back tenfold. Number 3, I breathe easily and deeply in the sanctuary of bliss, peace, and protection where I powerfully reside. I am fully protected, nurtured, loved, supported, cared for. Number 4, I love myself deeply, fully, and completely. Number 5, and I allow myself to be nurtured, cared for, loved, supported, cherished. Number 5, I'm a person that everything works out for easily and effortlessly. Number 6, I allow myself to exist in a never-ending abundance in all areas of my life as my natural state. Number 7, I am wealthy and I am freaking powerful co-creator of my present reality, and I seek being supported in that from the external environments. Number 7, I let myself be. I let myself exist authentically. I let myself exist safely and authentically in that safety. Number 8, I'm not going to stress. Everything is being worked out for my ultimate good. Number 9, what a beautiful day to be alive. Let's claim today our accomplishments, our experiences, and appreciate the fact that we are powerful co-creators and can influence this experience. Just the fact that we're alive. Amazing. And 10 for the day. I let my inner voice and my inner child be free. And I allow myself to exist as my highest state of self. That is all for today, guys. I love you guys so much. What are you grateful for? What are you affirming? How are you doing? Let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. I will probably get a chance to answer some comments later today. I'm just going to continue to ground myself, relax, and complete everything that I wasn't able to get to yesterday and today. But I love you. Hope you're doing well. I cannot wait to do more videos with you guys. Glad I had some time to do an actual lesson video. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to eat the rest of this delicious sandwich.